Hello, welcome, good morning. Good afternoon for many of you, I'm sure. It's really only morning still on the West Coast and like maybe an hour east of here. Welcome to a hazelnutty baking slash cooking slash, I don't even know what these things are. I've fully read the recipe multiple times, and I still don't know what they are. Joel, also you should know that I had to approve your comment about making a fat pizza because, you know, YouTube just wants to make sure that you're not bullying the pizza, so you're good. Oh, that was funny. Okay, so this is what we're doing. It's like a type of biscuit, kind of, like a, I can't really tell if it's like a biscuit or like a pastry or like a thing, but basically it's like a thing. And then we're gonna put like some apple stuff and then like some cheese stuff. And I have never in my life had any kind of cheese with apples. Like, I know that's an American thing to have like cheese with apple pie. I don't get it, but we're gonna understand. So this has a lot of stuff going on, and I would prefer, I mean, as much as I love being here all day, I would prefer to get out of here before I decide I need a nap. So I'm gonna jump right into it. If there are any issues with the sound, please let me know. I can adjust it, but it did come up mostly okay in SoundChip. Alright, so it says to start by preheating the oven, but I know that's a lie because I'm always slower at doing this stuff, and if I preheat it now, I'm just going to cook. So basically, we kind of start this off almost like a pasta sauce. We're going to combine water and butter in a saucepan, stir until the butter's melted, and then mix in flour. So we're going to need 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of flour. So I guess I'm just going to get the flour now and put it into like a little bowl. I don't see any problem with that. Actually, maybe a medium bowl, because I'm going to need to return it to a medium bowl later. Or like a medium-large bowl. I guess I still have to put it in the saucepan. Let's see here. I can use a pretty big bowl. Let's use this bowl. And I have presently forgotten to take note of flour weight conversions, and I've also forgotten to remember them. So I'm just going to measure with volume today. Not the most ideal thing. Also, I probably should have run the dishwasher. I need to clean a couple of knives and maybe a spoon or two to level off my... I mean, I'm not going to level things with spoons, but you know what I mean. How are you guys doing? Hi, Hazel. Hi, Danielle. Felicia. Looks good. I hope so. Honestly, because I've never really even made anything of this category, like the closest thing I've ever made is in middle school home ec. They had you making things like weird cinnamon rolls, but like quick bread ones that weren't yeasted, but you would make them with like pizza fillings and stuff. That seems like the closest thing that I've ever done in my life, and honestly those were only okay. So hopefully this does good things for me. Hazel, have you gotten one of those 3D models of your character? No, and now would probably be a bad time to do it because I am planning on re-rolling my character to a Void Elf in Battle for Azeroth or 735 or whenever they let me do it. So now's not a great time. Maybe one day. I kind of like that all of my WoW collectibles are plushies. If I could make a plushie of my character, I'd be all over that. But like right now, I don't have any Funko Pop, and I don't have any figurines, and I want to keep it, well, I guess I have a couple figurines that aren't on the shelf. But for the most part, I want to keep it that way, because plushies are a really good thing for me to collect, because I can't break them. I guess I should start heating up the water and the butter on the stove too, because those are going to have to melt. I figure I'll do it in, it's just 1 cup water, 1 cup butter, 1 cup flour. Do I want to use the... Yeah, fine, I'll use the saucepan. I'll use this thing. This is my super cheap non-stick filling, kind of gone, thing that I cook pasta in all the time. Okay, so 1 cup of water in that, and then a stick of butter cut into a couple of pieces. So I'll start with the water. Did it say medium heat? Medium heat sounds like a good idea. Water. Yes, it did say medium heat. Okay, and then the butter needs to be cut into several pieces. So let's hope that I did remember to buy butter. Good job. Over here so I can talk. Are you sure it's a thing? No, I'm not sure it's a thing at all. More importantly, what's today's tea? That's a good question. I do need some. I had some peach tea this morning with my breakfast, and then I had another cup while I was like working through some other stuff. But peach tea's gone now. Could use more tea. I probably shouldn't go for another full-on black because I'm already feeling a little jittery, and too much caffeine just makes me anxious. So maybe like a nice oolong. I feel like I need to start collecting some more oolongs because I'm kind of chewing through the ones that I have at a pretty good rate. I drink them a lot. Hi Hazel, I made eggnog and then ran out of vanilla extract. No more sweets till I go shopping. I can relate to that. Vanilla is one of those things that you never really think to buy because you never really run out until you do, and then you're like, well, this goes in everything. What do I do now? Alright, so I'm going to dab this into like 4 parts. And then I did clean another knife, so I won't need to clean this one again to level off the flour with it. So is this on medium heat yet? It is not. Medium, make sure I get the right burner. Currently, the weather out here in the Portland-ish area, at least where I am, is raining cats and dogs with a massive windstorm. It's kind of frightening. So if you hear like loud howling sounds or large snapping sounds, or if I disappear, it's probably just a storm. Ugh. We don't lose power here too often, which is surprising to me because there's like a lot of trees. They don't look terribly stable. And at home, I used to live in an area like this and get storms like this. And by home, I mean like Vancouver Island. I guess it's not home anymore. But where I come from, that would mean like 5, 6 to 10 power outages a year. It's just like a thing that happened. But maybe here the power lines are just sturdier, or maybe the trees are more stable than they look. Now to find your use for your new knife, stirring flour, I am going to use my new knife, both because I'm very excited to use it and because I promised Waleed it would get a spotlight on at least one of the streams. So there is a part in this stream where I'm going to need to chop apples. So I've got the knife ready. We're going to use the knife to chop some apples. I'm a little scared. It's probably sharper than most knives I've used, so we're going to be very, very, very careful. So right now I am measuring out 1 cup of flour for later. I don't need it just yet. I need to make sure that that pot with butter chunks and water has fully melted over its medium heat between now and then. And it says to use a hand mixer. And I'm going to assume that if she's saying specifically use a hand mixer, maybe I should use one. I feel like I've ignored that in the past and it's probably bitten me, so I'll get my hand mixer ready. I don't need it yet, but I will need it soon, and it's kind of like buried back here. It hasn't seen a whole lot of use ever since I got the KitchenAid last year. Okay, come on out. Come on out. It's okay. We still love you. You always work just fine. Oh, man. When I first moved here, I knew I needed an electric mixer because I tried to make, like, cookies once or twice, or I think it was waffles. I tried to make waffles, and I was trying to, like, whip up stuff by hand, and that was just not happening. I was trying to beat egg whites, until stiff but not dry, by hand with a whisk. Rough. And I knew I needed a mixer, and I knew I couldn't afford like a big stand mixer. So I was like, I'll just go see how much it is for a hand mixer. And then they were like 15, 20 bucks. I was like, really? I guess it makes sense. Like it's just like a motor. But I always thought they'd be more expensive than that. So this is starting to look terrifying. I have never melted butter in just a pot of water before. It looks really gross. Let's just stir that a little bit and review the plan because I've already forgotten what's going on. Stir until the butter is completely melted. And then we'll remove from heat, mix in the flour until it is evenly incorporated. Then we will return the pan to the burner, cook for another 3 to 5 minutes until it's thickened and somewhat glossy. So a lot like making a pasta sauce roux, just with like vastly different proportions. Oh, hi Hazel, happy baking. Hi Adam, how are you doing? Please do not burn it like the cook in Teleron City. Do you like my my new stream thumbnail? I'm pretty sure I remember to put that on. I finally got around to making some thumbnails for the stream so that you'll see it and you'll know that it's like currently live and it's not just like a random ass picture of, pardon my language, it's just not a random picture of this guy. Hazel, any new stuff happening? I mean, this day has never happened to us before. This is the first, what day is it? Thursday, January the 11th? Is it the 11th today of 2018? No, I don't really have any news. Why use liquid measuring cup? It pains me to see you use dry measures for liquids. I only have one liquid measure, and the pour on it is terrible. It spills everywhere. I don't have any more of them. I just have the one, and it's kind of awful. Hi, Hazel. What is your most favorite pet in WoW that you could have in real life? Oh, okay, well, that rules some stuff out. So, I have to have it in real life. So, my birds are out because I love birds. I love visiting people's birds. I don't want birds. I do not want birds. Something about the passive noise level just ruins me. The molten corgi seems like kind of a fire hazard. I might get the corgi pup. You know, it's really hard to not love corgis. Like, what did corgis ever do to you that you would not love corgis? Hazel cooking time, I need to make lunch. That is hopefully what I'm doing. I'm hoping I can have these for lunch. That's kind of why I put the stream at 11 a.m. I'm assuming it's going to take me about an hour to figure this out, despite the fact that this thing says it's going to take me 20 minutes. This is a lie. Always a lie. I'm never that fast. But I'm assuming it's going to be like an hour, maybe 90 minutes. Okay, so that's still melting. I guess we can turn medium heat up just a little bit. Okay, so after we thickened and glossened it, we're going to have eggs. So it wants me to, so it's got 4 eggs. And in the ingredients panel it says 4 eggs, lightly beaten. But it also says add them 1 at a time. I'm not about to, like, break 4 eggs into 4 bowls and beat them individually, because that's just not happening. So either I beat them all ahead of time and then add them in 1 gloop at a time in roughly 4 gloops. Or I just add them in whole and then mix them, like, with the hand mixer. I want to make sure that the stuff is cooled down because I'm not trying to cook the eggs as soon as I put them in there. I think I can probably just crack the eggs directly into the bowl. I think that's not going to end my life. And then after we'll mix in cheese, which is going to be, oh, you know what I should do is I should prepare the cheese into a bowl. We need to measure a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I am cheap, so I am using just like the powdered stuff that tastes vaguely like feet that you put in pasta. Real Parmesan is too expensive for something that I've never made before. And then 1/2 cup finely grated cheddar. I do have frozen grated cheddar that I bought it in a block and then I grated it in the food processor and then I froze it, but I'm probably just gonna like hand grate some. We can do that for now. Raining and 54. 54 is not that chilly though. I mean, that's not too bad. Actually, I kind of enjoyed my morning walk, except until I was a little soggy when I got back, but up until that point it was good. Remember to wear red slippers so you can return home. I only know when you do your Friday streams. When I saw you were live and I'd already missed 10 minutes, I panicked. Yeah, the baking streams are a little bit random. You can check my community tab of my YouTube channel page. I know it's new and weird and hard to find, but I make a post on that page that has the date and time for the baking streams once I decide them early in the month. There's 2 baking streams per month, and then we've also started doing Tuesday morning streams. So 9 a.m. Tuesdays, I stream like mat runs for an hour, hour and a half-ish. Birds are awfully noisy. Any fire-based pets are a hazard. Caught the stream and have to leave for work soon. 8 p.m. here in Sweden. Sounds delicious. Leave some for me. Saw your mail blog. The first letter was pretty funny, right? The thing, like, if I just opened that when I got it, I probably would have forgotten about it pretty quickly, but it was just so funny because it was so beautifully addressed, and it had been sitting, like, next to Kristen's package for, like, 3 months while I waited to have what I felt like was enough pieces of mail to open a video. It was just waiting there. I was, like, thinking, man, should I start, like, a fan mail binder where I keep all of these letters that people have written me? And then I open it, I'm like, oh, never mind. Although I do want to start a binder because Kristen wrote me a very nice little note that I would like to keep. Are we melted yet? Oh. We're boiling. I don't know if I was supposed to do that. All right, well, we're definitely melted, so I'm going to, so we take it off. We remove from heat, mix in the flour. I'm going to need to put it back in the burner, but I'll turn the burner off for now. The stove gets really mad if you let it get too hot, and then it starts screaming at you. And then it doesn't stop screaming at you, so it's kind of a problem. It's a little bit too smart for its own good, to be honest. I guess it's preventing me from starting fires, but I've never started a fire before. Oh, this is weird. Oh, this is weird looking. It's like, well, it's like what you would imagine pouring flour into, like, water. Okay. It smells like I'm about to make mac and cheese sauce, honestly. Because it's just like a whole pot full of roux. Okay. So it's like a lumpy monster. Now it's very smooth. It's kind of pulling away from the sides of the bowl. Man. If we ever make it real big, guys, I'm going to have the best cameras for you to see all the weird stuff I'm doing up here. Okay. So now we return that. Medium heat. Continue to cook 3 to 5 minutes. I'm just going to set a timer for 4 minutes so that I don't forget. We're going to want to stir that relatively often so we don't burn it. I'm probably going to forget that too. I made it to a baking stream for once. What's up, Joshua? How are you doing? Baker man is baking bread. Birds indoors are smelly? I guess they could be. I imagine that you can avert the smelliness by taking good care of their cages and cleaning often. Like, cats can be smelly too, but if your cat is well litter box trained and you clean your cat's litter box regularly, it's not a problem. Have you accepted Nomi as your Lord and Savior? I don't know if I'm going to trust Nomi with anything, really. What happened to the goofy purple hair? It's purple, it's purple. The light in here is just weird. I don't know what I need to do with my life to get better lighting in here. I think it has something to do with this big overhead light. It's very yellow, it's very hard to compensate for. And it's too dark if I turn it off. I can't get enough other lights in here. I'm hoping that in a future kitchen, even if I have, the facilities might not be as nice, I'm hoping at least that I can get the lighting set up better. Because this camera can do so much better than this, it's just not being given enough light right now. Or the right light, or I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Waking up to hazel bake? Yeah. It's a hazel wake and bake. That means exactly what we say it does. Hope you're good too. Time to sit back and enjoy the shenanigans. What you baking? We are making the Mysterious Chef's Autumn Savories, which is like a weird kind of cheesy apple pie biscuit appetizer thing from the Hearthstone Tavern Keeper's Cookbook. If you are not aware of the Hearthstone Tavern Keeper's Cookbook, I have added it to my Amazon recommendations shop, so you can check it out there. It is cheaper than the WoW Cookbook. Like a lot. It's like, what, 10, 15 bucks? Something like that. It's not very expensive. It's not as big. It's like smaller and it's not quite as thick. About half of it is drink and cocktail recipes. And then the other half is kind of split evenly between like bar food and desserts. And I love it. I love it a lot. But basically, if you're into the Warcraft cookbook, which I recommend that you are because it's awesome, then this is like a good supplement to that, but do expect a lot of drink recipes. Okay, this is a weird, smooth, sizzling flour baby. That is a strange thing. So, after it's glossy, we're going to put it to a large bowl, and then beat it, beat it for 1 minute with this thing until it stops steaming. I'm assuming that's just to cool it down, but I would imagine that the beating is also going to develop the gluten in the flour, which is probably necessary because we're going to bake this at some point. I'm going to start preheating the oven now because it needs to get to 375, and then I will also prepare a baking sheet. Should I do it on my insulated one? I guess so. That might prevent it from burning. Insulated baking sheet, gonna get some parchment on that for later. Make sure I keep stirring this a little bit. Seems to be doing good. I don't see any burning. It is getting a little bit glossier. Whew. Smells kind of good. It's just an add-on to the WoW cookbook. I mean, it's by the same lady. It's not like you need to have the WoW cookbook to get the Hearthstone cookbook. It's not like you need to have any of the recipes in order to make any of the other recipes work. Okay. Least favorite Blizzard game. Ooh, I'm gonna hurt some feelings with that. Probably either StarCraft or Heroes of the Storm. Not because I have anything against them. Probably StarCraft, actually. I would say StarCraft. And that's not a knock on StarCraft. It's a great game. It's just the aesthetics of StarCraft, the pure raw sci-fi of it, has never been my thing. I've always enjoyed kind of like the more brightly colored, lighthearted fantasy side of stuff. Alright. So I'd say that's about good. We'll figure out the eggs in a minute. That's a later us problem. So we're going to get this in this bowl, and we're going to beat it for, what does it say, a minute? About a minute. Okay. So turn this off. Scoop the weird thing in there. I think I'm done with that. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you. It's bizarre looking. And then we'll beat this for roughly 1 minute. And I apologize if this is loud. It shouldn't be too bad, but you never know. I'll kind of stand back a little bit. See if I can keep my mic back. I'm actually going to set a timer. Otherwise, I will have no concept of time. I feel like I just killed it. It went from being like a baby to mashed potatoes, like crumbly mashed potatoes, to cookie dough. Did you get the StarCraft note? There's a StarCraft note? Is that new? Also, it goes without saying, but I'm not very good at StarCraft. Put in a Philips Hue light bulb in your fixture. I'm not allowed to touch that one. It's like one of the rental things. It takes special bulbs, and we have to have them change them. I really want my own house so I can do stuff like that. I also kind of want the smart color lighting anyways. I know it's kind of expensive, but I would love to be able to change the ambient color of a room depending on what I'm doing in it, to kind of try and differentiate between like work office and recreational office, because that's a boundary that can be really hard to draw sometimes, and I end up like never really not working. My arm's getting really tired. I forgot to set my timer. Alright, I would say that's about a minute. Oh, it looks weird. Very weird. I thought that streaming on YouTube hurt a channel for people that just joined for 5 seconds. The watch time and view percentage is actually much better on a stream than a regular video. It's actually good for it. When are you going to play the real Heroes of Warcraft and join the Horde? Nah, man, nah. Fire Tiger was Heroes mount? Yeah, I have the Heroes mount. I have the, it's called the Primal Flame Saber. I did get that one. You had me a little freaked out that it was the StarCraft mount. Cheap LED strip tape and DPO that? Oh, and do that for about $35? Are you single? No, not single. Okay, so I need to get 4 eggs. And add them one at a time, mix until they are fully incorporated, after which I should have a nice smooth dough. Also, I forgot to measure the cheeses, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get the cheeses measured into a bowl, which just gives us more time to cool, because we really don't want that to be too hot when we're adding in eggs. I've curdled enough eggs for a month or 2. Okay. You know, unintentionally anyways. So, 1/4 cup. Basically, I'm going to grab some Parmesan. Hopefully I have enough of that. And then cheddar. Do I have an open block of cheddar? Do I have to open a new one? I think I have to open a new one. Okay. I'm going to grate some of this. I'm probably going to slice off a piece so I can grate it, because I don't think my wrist is strong enough to like hand grate this normally. How much cheddar? 1/2 cup of finely grated. Man, I always coarsely grate my cheddar because I'm really lazy and it happens faster. Anyways, we'll start with the parm. Find a 1/4 cup measure here somewhere. Bitty one. That would be it. Does it say 1/4 cup? Yeah, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. So we're just using this. It's not gonna blow my mind, but it'll work. What are autumn savories? Your guess is as good as mine. It's like an appetizer of some sort. Also, it's not autumn at all. It's very much winter right now. So this is kind of a lie. Trying to declump my Parmesan. I got bamboozled. Regards from Chile. She's like super married. Super married. Super married. About as married gets. How you doing, Adam? How you doing, Norma? Welcome. So I know you guys have been working through the Warcraft cookbook. Do you guys, you and Late Night, have the Hearthstone cookbook yet? There's some dessert recipes in here. Also weird stuff like this. I heard you're doing, or I heard she's doing pretzels again. You must be getting really good at those. All right, so about 1/4 cup of cheese-ish. Yeah. About that much. And then 1/2 cup finely grated cheddar. So I guess this is as good a time as any to whip out that knife. I'm a little scared. It's like such a pretty knife that I don't want to use it improperly. And to be honest with you, I didn't have time, or at least I didn't make time, to read the chef's booklet teaching me the proper way to use a chef knife. So I am going to keep the sheath, because apparently that's a thing you can actually just store it in, like when it's in the drawer, because I don't have a knife block and I don't want to dull its edge. So I'm going to de-sheath it. I'm probably going to rinse it because I haven't cleaned it yet. Give it a little bit of a wash. And then a full dry. A tiny bit of soap. A little wash. That's fine. Dry it. It's so much prettier than my normal knife. Singular old knife. You're getting over being sick, but much better. LED tape for 20 bucks with an RBG controller on Amazon. Lights up the room. Amazing. I don't know how I would mount it, though. Are you married? I saw a ring. Yes. Super, super duper married. The marriedest. Okay. So, knife, we're gonna chop off a little piece of this. Normally, I just go right through the plastic, and that's how I take off the plastic, but I'm not convinced that using chef knives on plastic is actually good for the knife, and because this is such a special guest knife, I will use scissors, like an adult or something. All right. This is why I don't preheat the oven too early. Stuff like this takes me all day. Oh. I didn't even think that I would have to open a new one of these. Okay, so just a little chunk off the end. Ooh. All right, well that worked. That's the first thing that we'll need from it. We'll be using that again shortly, so I'm not gonna put it away yet. And then I just gotta put that away. Sticky tape, you can run along the ceiling. Have you had a video with your husband in it? He has a very, 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 very brief appearance in the dyeing my hair vlog that I did a week or two ago. He helped me make sure that I hadn't missed any dye spots. And then he has a role in the teaching my Alaskan Klekai dog how to howl, which is very old. Goes back like a long time, but you can find that with the search engine, and that has him in it as well. You can sort of see him. You can totally see him. You can't hear him, but he sounds like a normal human being, I promise. Okay, so now we are grating half a cup. We will need more later for garnishing. I am finally grating it as per recipe request, even though I'm a little mad about it. I'm just lazy. I've also had my fair share of cheese grater accidents in my lifetime. I'm like famously not spatially aware. So it takes a lot of my focus to keep my fingers away from stuff they shouldn't be. But I still have all of them, and I'm like 25 now, so I think I'm doing pretty good. How are we doing? Half a cup? Hell yeah. I mean, it's not compressed, so I feel like the measurement is really up to personal choice, but that's probably at least half a cup. At least. Alright, that's plenty. I will do, because we need more for garnish later, so I guess I'll just wrap that up. Get a little tiny bag for that in the fridge, and then I'll grate more of that later. Next, we're going to be mixing the eggs into the weird batter stuff. Notice me, senpai? It's not mint. Can I just call you Minty? The 2 is really messing me up. How are you doing? Does your husband play WoW? Sorry if you already answered this. He used to. He quit. Not a big fan of Blizzard games these days. He mostly plays whatever his friends are playing. He's been playing a lot of Path of Exile lately. It's pretty funny that we're both like pretty, not hardcore as in skilled, but hardcore as in a lot of time spent. We're both pretty dedicated gamers, but we do not play the same games. Like never. Almost never. The only thing that we really have in common games-wise is we both enjoy Dark Souls. Hi, cat. Alright, so that's egg number 1, and I can't lose count. Alright, egg number 1. Cat's sleeping. Egg number 2. I've been practicing getting better at cracking eggs. I am doing a little better. I like making, I've got it all over my fingers now. I like making a fried egg on a piece of toast for breakfast sometimes, like often. Probably every other day at least. And I really enjoy the days when I manage to crack the egg into the pan without breaking the yolk. Because then I can get a pretty good fried egg going. I'm getting better at that. But I really like that breakfast because it's like just the right amount of protein and carbs to make me feel awesome for at least until lunchtime. Alright, so that was 2. This is going to be 3. I will catch up with chat as soon as we're done with this part. Otherwise I'll lose count. I really want to wash my hands. They have egg on them now. I'm trying not to get it all over everything. And then 1 more, and then I can wash my hands. Get rid of these. Oh, my fridge is open. Okay, alright, much better. actually kind of see why a hand mixer is good for this. I can target mixing the egg with itself before I mix the egg with the rest of the batter. Okay, so that's done. Let's put this away and trying to remember what we're supposed to do next. Until fully incorporated, and then mix in cheese and herbs. The herbs just says pinch of dried savory or thyme. I don't know what savory is. I don't have thyme. I'm kind of thinking of throwing in like some oregano or like basil or some parsley. It just says herbs. What do I have? Do I have thyme? You'd think I would have thyme. I have rosemary. One of these days, I'm gonna get a spice rack. Actually, we have this artisan finishing salt. There's not very much of it. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be adding salt. It's almost gone. Parsley. You know what? We'll put a little parsley in there. That's safe. Parsley doesn't really taste like anything when it's dried anyways. It'll look pretty. And then I'm kind of feeling the oregano. Might be weird. Won't put very much in. Just a little bit. A little bit. It said herbs. Okay, we're gonna get creative. So then we mix that in. It just says mix in, so maybe we don't beat it in. I guess it won't be that bad. That all mixed together. Alright. Nice, weird, cheesy batter stuff. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I will need it shortly, but not yet. I don't want to drop anything, and I don't want to get any injuries. Okay. So now we have our baking tray. Big spoon. Hi, Norma. He's the money that late night has the ingredients. Better than egg in your face. True, true. Met my hubby playing WoW, but he quit years ago. I still play. We don't really play anything the same. Do miss that though. You mostly play the PS4 stuff. Yeah. Yeah. People change. It's not like you can't hang out. It's just you got to find different stuff to talk about. It is weird that I got into my raiding guild. Like, it was basically his ex-guild from back when he did raid and get WoW. And now I'm still raiding with him, but he's like not because he's not playing WoW anymore. He might come back for the next expansion. He likes to check out the new stuff. Might come back for a bit. Okay. Is this enough? This actually smells really good. Like the cheese and the... I'm so far liking my brave choice to add oregano. I may regret it later when we start getting into the apples, but for now, working out great. Okay, that's close enough. This has so much raw egg in it that I actually am not going to try it until it's cooked. Normally I would, but this has like it's not just like one egg. It's like 4 eggs in there. I want to get more of it off there. I feel like I'm going to need it all. Ugh. Well, what are you going to do? Meat there? Meat? No, no meat. No meat. I'm not a meat person. Alright, so... Scoop dollops of batter about 1 inch wide onto the sheet, leaving at least an inch between. Okay. So an inch dollop. I think I need another spoon. I need an additional spoon to help scrape the stuff off with my existing spoon. Alright, so that's at least an inch wide. It doesn't really say anything about the other parameters, so we're just gonna like follow our hearts here. I'm gonna go for like 12 of them on this tray. I feel like bigger is better than not big, because I'm not trying to make anything super tiny and fiddly here. I'm pretty much just making lunch. I don't know how well these are gonna last later. I don't know who else I'm gonna feed these to. So. I'll probably go back and add more dolloping to these dollops in a second. I thought I was going to get 12 of the sheet, but clearly I only have 9. I guess my idea of an inch is kind of skewed. Let's make a little more room here. I grew up with centimeters. Actually, that's not true. In Canada, we use centimeters and inches, depending on what we're measuring. So I grew up with both. I was just always terrible at eyeballing inches. You know the way I do it? And this is kind of inaccurate, but I imagine a Subway sandwich. And that's kind of my reference for what 6 inches and a foot long is like, even though I know for a fact that Subway sandwiches are not actually a foot long, even when they're a foot long. But that's just kind of like how I envision it in my head. Okay. I didn't really make more room. I'm probably going to need a second sheet, which is fine. Let's just throw one more like there. Hopefully these don't mush together too much. We can add a little bit more to this guy. We Add a little bit more to this thing. And definitely this one over here in the corner. No idea. I don't have any frame of reference for how much these are going to rise or spread or anything. So we're just going to kind of find out. And if they're really tasty, then I'll make them better next time. But something like this is like so many fiddly bits that I'm probably not going to make it unless it's amazing. And even then, probably only for a special occasion. I'm a very lazy cook in my day-to-day life. Okay, so that's one sheet. I do have one more. Let's see. I'm going to get these in the oven and then I'll catch up with chat. And then we got to start on the filling because there's lots of stuff to do with the filling. About the same size. I'm going to put the other tray on top so that one will have the prime oven space. If these ones turn out bizarrely, it's fine. We'll have enough anyways. There will be enough food here. Alright. There we go. You know what? Close enough. Close enough. So it says bake those for 20 minutes? 25 minutes until puffed up and golden brown, remove and transfer to a cooling rack. Okay, so let's just throw these in here, set a 25-minute timer, and then we'll kind of see how to do them. They look weird. Okay, what's going on over here? Pierogies are good? That's true. That's true. Beautiful form on my little dollops. Watching this before eating anything today is a nightmare. I'm kind of getting hungry for lunch, and I had breakfast. I had a perfectly good bowl of cereal. What would you eat them with? Well, we're going to top them with like apples mixed with like butter, honey. It's like an apple pie type filling, and then cheese on top of that. It's not the actual egg that can get you shit sick. It's the eggshell that contains salmonella. Oh, interesting, Kyle. I didn't know that. I have to get my kid to school. I will try and tune in the school line. See you later, Danielle. How long are the real Subway sandwiches? Do I need to take a tape measure next time I order and be that guy? It's not like they can give you a slightly bigger one, but I think the footlongs are definitely a little shorter than the actual footlong, because an actual foot is like huge. Seems like a shoe-type pastry that should puff but not spread. We'll find out for sure. I think the idea is that once we have the puffs, sorry, I can see out the window how hard it's raining, and it's kind of frightening. It's not just raining cats and dogs out there. It's like cats and dogs and alligators, and I think I saw a dolphin. I want to see someone break out a tape measure and rage at an undersized sub. That video probably exists on YouTube. What do you think about people who put milk in before cereal? I think they have better planning skills than me, but it's kind of a weird thing to do. Like, there's no reason to, I think. Your oven is temperamental. It will either be great at baking or underbake. Any tips to get used to a 12-button mouse? I just got one. Find it hard to use right now. My best advice to you is to, if you're talking about WoW, the thing that I did that I found that really helped me, and it's kind of time consuming, but I actually made a new alt on a class that I was not familiar with. I set up that 12-button grid that I kind of have on my UI. I talk about it a little bit in my Keybinding a Gamepad video. Set up a 12-button grid that's in that 3x4, the same arrangement as the 12 buttons on your mouse. Have them keybound to 1 through 12 or 1 through, or something, you know, that matches your mouse. And then on that new alt, whenever you unlock an ability, if you think you want to put it on the mouse, then I recommend putting things like cooldowns on the mouse. Not rotational stuff. You don't want to be like mashing it. But, you know, cooldowns, pots, that kind of thing. So find a spot for that on the mouse. And then kind of move things around as you get more comfortable with it. And then that'll help you get more accurate playing a class that you don't already have built up preconceptions on. Like, you have a lot of muscle memory when you play your main. So if you try and move things, you're going to be trying to do the old keybind and getting frustrated when it doesn't work. So it's good if you start on a new class, or at least it helps. What do you hype for in BFA? Void Elves. Void Elves. I'm sure there's going to be other hype features, but until I can actually play them, Void Elves is the thing that I can concretely say will be kind of cool. There's a class action lawsuit against Subway for the sandwich length, but it was thrown out of court because it was stupid. Yeah, alright. Not wrong. Okay. So while the puffs are baking, we're going to melt some more butter, 2 tablespoons salted butter in a small saucepan, probably the same one because I still have it over there, over medium heat, and mix in pumpkin pie spice. I didn't buy pumpkin pie spice because I thought that sounded dumb. So I'm just going to throw in like some cloves and cardamom, ginger, cinnamon, all of the above. We'll wing it. But anyways, I need to get 2 tablespoons of butter. I have actually, is this 2? That's 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm just going to slice them off of the end of one of these sticks. So, 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to melt it in the same pan, because that pan is actually like clean looking. So let's, actually I still have my cutting board here, though we should probably lay it on a flat surface and try not to knock the knife off. What I'm doing there by carrying the board with the knife on it, kind of unsafe, don't recommend. Okay, there's some butter. Put the rest of it back in the fridge. I've left something open. There we go. No, I put something in a... Oh, you know what? The ketchup's not supposed to go up there. Did I do that? Silly. Okay. Ugh. People who put the milk in first are not people? Where do you get your Lions apron? To collect aprons, it's so cute. I bought it on Etsy from a shop called Printing and Crafting. Printing and Crafting on Etsy. Alright, we're going to melt that. Probably medium heat again, I would imagine. And then mix in the spice. Actually, you know what I should have been doing is chopping apples. I bought 2 apples for this. It says 2 large sweet apples, such as Gala or Honey Crisp, so I bought 2 of those. And I'm going to chop them up and put them in my same bowl. These 2. I guess I should wash them first, huh? Does it say peeled? Does it say peeled? It says cored and diced. It doesn't say peeled. I'm not going to bother peeling them. I think I see apple peel in the picture, and I hate peeling apples. All of the above plus nutmeg. Oh, good point, good point. I do have nutmeg. Okay. Cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg. And I'm just gonna YOLO a little bit of each of those. Cinnamon, ginger, clove, nutmeg, cardamom. Okay. Maybe allspice? I don't have any of that. What pants are those? These? Calling them pants is a little bit generous. They're the World of Warcraft leggings by Wild Bangarang. These are the Kirin Tor print. So you can kind of see there's like, you can't see it all because the lighting here is terrible, but there's like there's the Kirin Tor like thing there, and they're like armored all the way down. They're pretty neat. I also have the Nosdormu ones. I actually am working on, for Monday, I wanted it out yesterday, but life happens. For Monday, I'm working on a video that is a review of the WoW leggings after having owned them for about half a year. Because when I was thinking about buying them, I really wanted like a super detailed review because they're really expensive and you really want to know everything before you spend 60 bucks on a pair of leggings. And I found some reviews, but I didn't really find what I'm looking for. So I'm trying to make the video that I would have wanted to see back then. All right, how are these doing actually? They look weird still. All right, so we're gonna, it says core dice. I don't have one of those weird apple slicer star things, and honestly, they're kind of hard to use anyway, so I'm just gonna slice. This is pretty much using my fancy new chef's path knife. I'm just gonna kind of slice that same way that I do. I eat an apple with lunch pretty often. If I'm feeling like a healthy lunch, I'll usually slice up an apple and slice up a carrot. Have the apple with some peanut butter, carrot with a little bit of ranch dip, and then usually some like roasted nuts. And it's pretty tasty. I enjoy eating it, and I'm full when I eat it. I always get hungry like 2 hours later because I think it doesn't have enough like grains or carbs or starch or something. It's missing something, like crackers or something. But I very much enjoy even sliced pieces of apples. I can, but I dislike eating apples directly like a normal person, just off the core, because I've had dental appliances all my life, and even though I don't have braces anymore and I can eat apples like that, it just makes me uncomfortable. All right, here we go. Should I dice these smaller? I have them into like 3/4 inch chunks. Should I make them smaller? I think I should make them smaller. Let me put these back. Let me put these back. I'm going to cut all of those at least in half, because we're filling like tiny little things here. So let's make them, yeah, little. Oh, I dropped one. It's still food. I'm just going to wash it. Will you ever bake some baklava? Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not sure what that is. I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. And I would need a good recipe that I could follow. Okay. Lately, I've been kind of working through stuff from the WoW and the Hearthstone cookbooks, because it's kind of like themed and makes sense as like a crossover sort of stream for the channel. Alright, so each one of these going in half. I do really appreciate this knife. It's a lot. I mean, I think it's just because it's sharp, and I'm going to need to continue to sharpen it. I'm gonna need to get a honing, like a whetstone for it, I think. I've just been sharpening my knife in the past with like this little knife sharpening thing. Not very high quality. I would not put this knife through it. A little smaller. I probably could have done this in the food processor, actually, now that I think of it. Probably could have done that. But a little late now. And this at least will give me very even and uniform pieces of apple. Also, this has been melted for a bit. We're just going to move ahead with that. So we melted the butter. Mix in the spice. So we said cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, cloves. I am tangled up over here. So let's just throw in a little bit of each as we find them. So here's a little bit of nutmeg. Yeah, good. A little bit of ginger. Cinnamon's in the other one. I'm going to turn that down, actually. A little bit of cloves. Is this open? Is this new? It is new. I have cloves somewhere else, but I'm just going to... Oh, way too many cloves. Way too many cloves. Clove emergency. Get out of there. Too many. Alright, well, it's still going to be very heavily cloved, but I rescued some of it. So, what else? Cinnamon, cardamom. Cardamom is over here. Same thing, no sprinkler. That's a good amount. And then cinnamon, I think, is in my other cupboard. I am going to need... Do I have 2 things of cloves? I have so many cloves. Oh, man. I don't know. Alright. And then we're going to be adding the apples, cooking for about 5 minutes until they've started to soften. So I need to chop faster. I'm wondering if I should just stagger the apples that I already have so they can start cooking. But I don't want my apples cooked unevenly. So we're just gonna go right ahead. We're gonna chop quickly, but safely, like we mean it. I don't know what I'm saying. I've barely gotten to talk to you guys. There's so much going on in this recipe that I haven't really gotten to, like, do the thing we normally do and, like, ignore whatever I'm cooking while I chat. Okay, so that's that. And then this time, I'm going to slice this into smaller pieces right off the bat, so this should be a little faster. I don't have to, like, seek out individual bits to chop. That side of that apple's a little bruised, so I'm just going to cut that off right there. And almost there. And then I think once I'm, like, cooking, it says only 5 minutes. I'm a little bit skeptical that you can even cook apples in 5 minutes, but because I feel like whenever I've tried to do this kind of thing before, like sort of a baked, cooked, sweet apple thing, it's always been like an hour later and my apples are still super crunchy. You don't want crunchy apples. Maybe you do, I don't know. Alright, so those are small bits. We're gonna put those, mix this a little bit, put them in there. It seems like a lot of apple for like a little bit of butter, but we'll figure it out. Oh, what's going on over here? Thank you for the stream. Thanks for coming, Chad. Sweet Turkish pastry made of layers of phyllo filled with chopped nuts and sweetened, held together with Cerber honey. That sounds amazing. I would have to eat it myself because my husband can't do nuts. And I'm really scared of phyllo pastry. Actually, if we're going to do phyllo, I would love to practice with spanakopita. Spanakopita? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've always enjoyed eating those as a child. I thought baklava was a cold weather face mask. You're thinking of balaclava. Baklava is in the Hearthstone Cookbook? Oh, is it? Oh. Is it called something else? We have tar pit pudding, funnel cake, choco donuts, nibble biscuits, fireside log, cheesecake, lava cake, monkey bread, cupcakes. Maybe it's called something else. I know they've like invented names for some of this stuff. I don't like baklava despite liking all the individual parts. Hi Hazel. Hi Ellipse. How are you doing? I want to eat baklava while wearing a balaclava. Wouldn't that be kind of hard? Doesn't the balaclava cover your mouth? Like eating a frosted cupcake with a beard like mine. Might be about that life. Rip the cupcake in half and turn it into a sandwich. Ooh, that's actually kind of smart. I've never really been a big cupcake person though. I'm not like super excited about cake. Pie, yep. Cheesecake, absolutely. Cake, it's just kind of like bread that's not really committing, you know? Like, at that point, just have a muffin. It's the same thing. I need to be, I've closed my cookbook, so we need to go back to page 85, because we're not done yet. So once that's been like 5-ish minutes until they're starting to soften, we're going to add water, honey, vinegar, cook for 5 minutes more. So 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of vinegar. I'm going to get the vinegar out. I was kind of worried that my apple cider vinegar might be too old. I didn't remember when I bought it, but the date on the bottle was for like 5 years from now still, so I'm guessing it's probably okay. It's vinegar. And it smells like normal apple cider vinegar, so I don't know. It's probably fine. We'll find out. Lava cake, need that. Queen of baking, first time in 2018. It is our first baking stream in 2018. Anyone who thinks cheesecake is not pie is wrong. I feel like trying to classify stuff like that and like getting hung up on the classifications is kind of missing out on the point of just enjoying cheesecake. Maybe it's pie, maybe it's not pie, maybe tomatoes are fruit. I'll eat it all. Pecan pie? As a kid, I was all about the cherry pie. And now I can't pick. Now I can't pick. If cheesecake does in fact count, then I would call that custard pie. I would definitely be my favorite, but I don't know, pecan pie is real good. There's very few pies I don't like, actually. It's pretty hard to get me to turn down a pie. You went through both of them, it's not there, and I'm wondering which book I saw it in. It might be in, like, do you have any of her other cookbooks? There's the A Feast of Ice and Fire book. I don't have that one, but I should check it out. Favorite pie, go. Yeah, I don't know. Cherry is still a real easy one. Apple pie with ice cream, apple pie, yeah. I'm getting hungry. Alright, so, my vinegar is ready here. I don't need this bowl anymore, so let's put that in the sink. Get things kind of soaking. I have some super cool lime green dish gloves now. I was sad of like getting a reasonably good paint job on my nails and then immediately ruining it by washing dishes. So I finally sucked it up and got myself some gloves. Plus, when you're wearing dish gloves, you can wash your dishes in like really hot water that you normally wouldn't be able to handle. Wild berry mix. Oh, blackberry pie. That is my favorite. Blackberry pie is my favorite. And I'm not shading all the other pies, but I have a real thing for blackberries. Apple pie with cheddar. Well, that's kind of what I mean, it's not what we're doing, but what we're doing has a lot of the same flavors. So I think I need to turn this up. I think I forgot to turn it up after I had originally turned it down. So these aren't quite soft yet. I'm going to give them another 5 minutes, and then we're adding our, clean up a little bit actually. So we'll need the vinegar. We'll need some honey. I have honey. I have lots of honey. Here it is. I'm actually getting so hungry. Vinegar, honey, and then of course water. We can put some of our spices back. Close the ginger so we don't have a ginger apocalypse. Ah! I am terrible at putting the lids back on things. I am so bad at it. Normally it's just things that have like childproof lids, and then I kind of purposely don't really try too hard to put them back on because I can never get them off. I'm very bad at accessing things that are in childproof containers. I don't know if that makes me a child. It just makes me bad at opening them. So I don't often put the lids all the way back on and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just whatever. If it's a thing in the fridge, the lid is going back on properly. I don't leave the lid off like milk or juice or anything. Pretty sure. Pretty sure I don't do that. But if it's going in the cupboard, you can't be picking that up by the lid. You might not make it. Okay, so now I'm starting to hear some sounds. A little softness. Let's do 3 minutes, because we did already kind of warm it up for a bit. Oh, timer. Oh, shoot. Rats. I accidentally just canceled my timer. Alright, well, I'll just keep an eye on these, and then whenever they look done. They're starting to brown a little bit. I would say that the 3 minutes, not 30, 3 minutes that I'm going to do the apples for, probably similar to the 3 minutes that we're going to do the, I would say that's a similar amount of time that I'm going to want to finish baking the puffs. So, getting my cooling racks, because we will need those. So basically what we're doing is we cook this for just a little bit more, and then we add, like I said, the vinegar and the honey and the water. Cook it even more until it's been absorbed and it's starting to thicken. When the puffs have baked and like cooled a little bit, we will gently slice off the tops, add the apple pie stuff, add some grated cheddar cheese, replace the top, and then try and eat it. cheesecake and use brownie for the cake ground. Oh, like the crust? I enjoy cheesecake that has been made with an Oreo cookie crust. Oreo cheesecakes I've always been kind of a sucker for. Marionberry pie, Oregon girl. I'm not from Oregon. I do enjoy the Marionberry pie though. Blueberries are good. Blueberries are good. Nice, not too sweet. To be honest, when I kind of thought that people were making up Marionberries. Like, I didn't really understand what the difference was between a Marionberry and like another type of berry. It just kind of seemed like you were mixing together some raspberries and like blackberries and blueberries. Tell me about it. I poured half a bottle of seasoning salt on my cat. Oh, I bet your cat was mad. I bet your cat was so mad. Oh man. Rotor's acting up, getting the stream chat, but the video's out. Kind of hate the kind of handles your kitchen cupboards have. They snag on everything when you pass by them. Yep. Yeah, they've been tangling my mic cable something fierce, but I have like 20 miles of mic cable, so it's fine. Hasn't been a problem yet. They're not too bad. The fixtures in this place are fine. Chocolate chip cookie cheesecake. And you'll have a new favorite? I did not eat the cat. I am glad that you did not eat your cat. Proof of that. Cat would eat the seasoning. My cat might too. I think she likes salt. Based purely on the fact that I know for a fact that she likes soy sauce. She once got to lick a ring left on a desk by a soy sauce container. She got to that before we did, and she licked it all up, and then she was like, oh man. So now whenever we eat something with soy sauce, you have to like fend off the cat because she can smell it, and she's like, give me some of that. It's kind of a blackberry, like a blackberry-raspberry hybrid. Well, that would explain why I think they taste like blackberries and raspberries. Okay. That's looking good. Those are starting to look kind of brown at the top, so I'm going to take them out. I don't want to burn them, and I think the timer might have been almost done anyways. So those are a little brown. And then the bottom ones look good too. So that's what we're looking like. They're like little thingies. They're puffs, I guess. And then turn that off. These last four are kind of massive kind of monsters. Ah! Nailed it. Alright. You have a nice glass of eggnog? I heard that your eggnog turned out better than my eggnog. I'm proud of you. Boysenberries are the best. The key is not to drag your body across everything as you walk. Yeah, but that means being aware of where my body is in space, and I still can't quite pass through a doorway without hitting the sides of it. It's amazing that I can play video games. After like over 1,000, I think actually over 2,000 games of 3v3 Arena, I still fall off the bridge because I don't know where I'm standing. Ugh, it's kind of embarrassing. Alright, so that's about, there we go, that's about softened. So now we add our 2 tablespoons of honey. 1 to 2 tablespoons of honey, so obviously 2. 2 tablespoons of water. I'll do the water first. Water and then the honey and then the water and then the vinegar and then the honey because the honey's gonna like stick to the spoon and make it hard to measure other stuff. Alright, so here's a tablespoon of water. Bloop. And then 1 tablespoon of vinegar, right? That's what I said? Yeah, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. Which is probably still fine. Smells like apple cider vinegar. Good. And then I'm going to rinse this out so I can use it to scoop up some honey. Two batches, no curdling or burning. Yeah. I swear I don't mess up food this much when I'm just cooking by myself. Sometimes I do, but I get so distracted talking to you guys. Okay. Although I get distracted by really most things, so don't blame yourselves. Alright, so there's... Or don't think that I'm blaming you, rather. 1 tablespoon of honey. Kind of. Get out of there. Yeah. Close enough. Big ol' scoop. This'll do. This will do. It's approximately the right amount of honey. So now we just kind of mix that until it's absorbed. And it's thickening, and I try not to get honey on my face. It's probably not good. Well, maybe it's good for your skin. I feel like honey's probably one of those things people would put in their like homemade skin masks. I know it's antibacterial. Try not to splatter hot honey on myself because that would hurt. Oh, that's starting to smell really good. I've never made an apple pie before. We should do that sometime. We should just like have a pie month. Have a pie month and choose 2 types of pie. Is that a gas stove or a weird big American stove? This is a very normal American stove. They're pretty much, most of them are like that. The flat top is a more modern thing, but a lot of them do have it. Looks like a mini hairdryer chair. Thing to the right of my electric kettle? Definitely the food processor, yeah. It does kind of look like a mini hairdryer chair. Yeah, that's the food processor. I use apple cider vinegar to clean out my CPAP water tank of hard water. Oh, that's interesting. I used to use it as like a hair treatment thing. For a while, I was trying out weird stuff to clean my hair without using shampoo, and it was alright. It was alright. I just fell in love. Hi, Christian. How are you doing? Plasma balls. Plasma balls? What's a plasma ball? And what looks like a plasma ball? Did any of you guys see the Overwatch League last night? I had so much fun watching it. This right here, you can't really see it. Let me bring it in closer. That's my Soul Dynasty fridge magnet. I am so excited to watch those boys. I devoured all of the video content on their website. They're just so good. And Fleta just ruined everybody's lives, and it was amazing. Just woke up and I'm hungry. What are we making? What's up, Martha? We are making Mysterious Chef's Autumn Savories. It's like a biscuity choux pastry thing with apple pie filling-ish stuff with cheese on top. So I need to slice the tops off of these. Or these ones will be easier to slice the tops off of. These ones, again, look a little flat. They were poofier when they came out. They smell good. They were poofier when they came out. They're a little flat now, but I'm going to do my best to slice the tops off them. Because that is still thickening over there. So I'm going to kind of assemble these on a big plate. I don't have a big plate. I'm going to kind of assemble these on a little plate, I guess. I guess I don't want to assemble all of them. Like, I could serve these later if I put the pastries away, reheat them in the oven, and then put the filling away and reheat it later. I just need to not assemble them all right now. So I'm just going to do, like, these 4, because that can be, like, lunch, assuming that I don't need any more food. Can I slice these with this knife, or do I want, like, a bread knife? Let's see, I want to just take off the top, just the top, carefully. Sharp knife, sharp knife. I think I want to use a serrated knife. I do have a bread knife. Yes, that's much better. Still carefully. Kind of angling up, angling up, angling up. Carefully, carefully. There we go. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I like that. So it came off, and there was like, on the inside of it, it's kind of like it looks like a croissant. Like a croissant. Ugh. And then that's like the top of it. So then the apple stuff will go in there, and then cheese, and then we will replace the lid. So that's starting to soften. It's not thickening though. Not thickening it. I don't actually know what's supposed to thicken it. Maybe when like it evaporates. These smell so good that I'm thinking of slicing up at a 5th one, but I often have issues with my eyes being much bigger than my stomach. I now know that I need to, when I make these in the future, this is the correct size. That was too little dough. They're definitely better like this. Because this way I get a feeling that it can support some filling. What an interesting type of food. I wonder when I would serve these. I guess like at a party. Like you have some people over to watch the Overwatch League because that's your life now. Not that I have anybody that would want to come over and watch the Overwatch League, but you know, you do that and then you do these. And then you're like, yeah, how's some weird apple pie cheese stuff? Dutch apple with yummy streusel top, heaven. I refuse to acknowledge Overwatch until they bring back my Mercy from life support. We saw a lot of Mercy during the tournament, but I do believe they are not playing on the current patch, so they're Mercy's having a rough week. Mercy's waifu. Straight woman Mercy is my mother. I feel like Mercy's everybody's mother. My new I used my 100 Overwatch League tokens to buy the Soul Dynasty Ana skin, so that I can pretend that I'm Ryu Jahong and then like miss all of my healing and then realize that I'm not Ryu Jahong, but like dang if I don't like to pretend. I had a lot of fun. I like after the matches, I bought that skin and I went and queued like 2 or 3 quick play games on her, lost all of them, didn't care, had a great time. I just so much enjoyed wearing that skin. And now I'm excited to watch the rest of the league games, but I've discovered that it's going to take way too long. I'm going to start grating cheese while I talk. It's going to take way too long to watch all of these games. Like, there's no way. There's no way I have the time in my life to watch all of these games. So I need to pick just like a couple teams that I want to hit all of their games and then watch those ones. So obviously Dynasty, because that's like my team. I feel like I could watch all the Dallas Fuel games, because I watched a couple of YouTube videos like introducing the Dallas Fuel members, and those YouTube videos were hilarious. Mickey is really funny, and then XQC, he's kind of insane, but he's Canadian, so I got to get behind that. I just really enjoyed that team, so I would watch them play. And then, like, who else? I think that I'm interested to see how the New York Excelsior does. They've imported an all-Korean roster, but they have taken them to New York, and I don't know which players they got. But interested to see how it goes out. I'll probably watch the last game tonight, the Boston versus New York. I bet that's gonna be good. But I've never had this experience of being able to watch esports more than once a year. It's normally just like BlizzCon, and maybe the WoW weeks running up to BlizzCon, and that's it. Which reminds me, I'm actually really excited to hear about what on earth they could be announcing. I just grated way too much cheese. What on earth they could be announcing Friday, day after tomorrow, Friday, on the live stream for WoW Esports. They're having a WoW Esports kind of live stream announcement thing. This is not thickening at all. Just need more time. They're having a WoW Esports stream to talk about what's going to happen in esports, and that makes it sound like something's going to happen, like they're doing something differently, and I want to know. I want to know. Did you forget to make your tea? I didn't really have time. There was so much going on with the rest of the cooking that I didn't really have time. I'll probably make some tea this afternoon when I get to making the video. Is Hanzo player equals troll still a thing? Maybe. To be completely honest with you, if I'm playing quick play, I'm not in chat. I'm not in team chat. I'm not in group chat. I'm not in voice chat. They could all be AI for all that I know. I just like play my best. I will emote my ult percentage at people if it is relevant to them, and I just focus on the game. Pretend like completely. I know it's probably not healthy to socially cut yourself off from other people like that, but it makes my gameplay experience way better. I want tea now. Bastion is broke. What's the plasma ball beside the tea kettle? This thing? This is just a food processor. This is just like, this is the bowl. There's like the little knife. This is like a cheese grater attachment that goes on top. It's a food processor. We used it when we were making pie dough. Pie dough. All right, this better be ready soon. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. Maybe I'll like pick one more and then like slice off the top of that. I feel like I can probably put the rest of these away and like heat them up later. I feel like this would be a really good after raid snack. I was really proud of my raid actually. Last night we full cleared the instance. We're down to a one night clear. I don't have to raid tonight because we did it all on Wednesday, and that was really exciting. Even though we had like a 10-minute late start and we had like we had a pretty dumb wipe on something. It's fine, you know. We actually finished with like an hour left, which was great because then I got to watch the end of the Seoul versus Dallas properly. Love your cup. Did you get it online? My cup. My water bottle? This thing? Yeah. Well, no, actually, it's available online. In my Amazon recommendation shop place, Amazon/shop/Hazelnuttygames. It's either shop/Hazelnuttygames or Hazelnuttygames/shop. But anyways, it's in there. Camelback water bottle. It's got like it's spill proof basically. It's a spill proof water bottle, and that's important for me because I spill. Really want one of those. Looks so tasty. One of these things. They smell really good. Like you can smell the cheese and the herbs in the like pastry thing. Any chance you can show us the storm? No. One, because I don't think the camera will pick it up very well, and secondly, because I don't want to show the view like outside my window, because that's one of the things people use to help find people in life. But yeah, the Camelbacks aren't too expensive, and I've had this water bottle for probably 3 to 4 years now. I did buy a new set of valves like a couple of months ago because I had completely annihilated the first one. But all the parts are dishwasher safe. The parts are replaceable, and it seems like a really sturdy thing. Guild leader put down new rules for raiding. 15 people left because of it. Oh, for a second I thought you said 15 people left because of me. I was like, oh no, what did I do? But what kind of rules? What kind of rules are people leaving over? go. It's starting to, they're very soft. It's not thick. What is supposed to thicken it? There's no thickening agent in there. The filling is just butter, spice, apples, water, honey, apple cider vinegar. What is supposed to thicken it? Like, I guess it can, like, we can have the steam evaporate, but I don't know. Fair enough. Yeah. I'm gonna snack on one of these lids. Oh, that's pretty good. What is it? It's like a scone. It tastes like a scone. It will come and look into your windows all the way from Denmark. Let's see if Google's review can help. Speaking of finding people, did you hear about the death and the swatting thing? Yeah. And it wasn't even the guy that got swatted. Like, he gave out somebody else's address, and then that guy just died. It was awful. Hey, Hazel. Hey, Andrew. How are you doing? I think this should be... I mean, I guess once the apples start to break down and, like, mix with the water... How broken down... These just look like apple chunks to me. What if I add more honey? Is that going to make it more liquid, or is it going to help bind it together? It said for about 5 minutes more until the liquid has been absorbed. Absorbed into what? Apples are full of liquid. Absorbed into what? I could see if we had like some cornstarch or some flour. Was I supposed to add some of that? It's not in the recipe. It's the end of an X-Pack. Lots of people are going to quit and leave guilds. That's true. A lot of people do that. Our guild has this new thing where we raid the last raid of the expansion for a set amount of time. We say we're going to clear this until our Pantheon trinkets are at level 1000, and then we're going to stop. Doesn't matter if we're all still there. Like, at that point, you know, you've done the raid, you've done the content, and then people can play other games, they can level other alts, they can just, like, have some time that they're not burning out in the raid, and I feel like that's made it so more people come back. Because they don't feel like they're committed to just banging their head against a raid forever, even when they've done it 19 times in a row. Consistent DPS, no toys in raid, show up on time, be back on time from breaks. So, yeah, that's usually pretty normal raiding rules, honestly. The show up on time and be back on time, absolutely important for raiding. Like, you don't want to inconvenience a bunch of people by just, like, being late. Consistent DPS, I think, is fair. Assuming that they take into account things like where you are in gearing, maybe you're missing a trinket, maybe you're missing a relic, and which fight it is. Like, you can't expect people to do the same damage in every fight. But no toys in raid sounds a little bit silly. I mean, I guess if you're doing toys mid-fight, but, like, while you're waiting for stuff, man, that's just anti-fun. Makes me nervous since many jurisdictions require business licenses. Most of those require physical address, searchable online. Looking for guild feels pointless because a lot of people are going on hiatus. Yeah, there's usually a general sort of cycle when it makes more sense to... Okay, this is starting to actually... Our liquid is boiled off, I think. We're starting to get there. Actually, I think that looks pretty good. I don't want to cook it too much more. I don't want to, like, oblivionate it. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. I promise the colors look more appetizing in real life. So, but yeah, usually, like... Our guild, whenever we do recruit, we haven't recruited in a long time, we probably won't, because we're pretty overfull, but usually like 3 weeks before new content, 2 to 3 weeks, start getting people in, start getting to know them, running them through dungeons, that kind of thing. Okay. Apple bit. Hot, 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 hot. Get on there. Ah! My plate isn't flat, so they're kind of tumbling a little bit. Little bit of apple stuff. A little bit of apple stuff. Little bit of apple stuff. I wonder if this is going to cool down in time for me to eat it. Yeah, that should be good. All right. So the apples are out. Ah! Ooh! I want to move it. Oh, that tastes so good. I want to move it. Ugh. Ugh. I'm trying to, like, shoo the apple into its spot with the lid thing. Okay. So we got some biscuits. They contain some apples. And now we just add a little bit of cheese, and we replace the lid, and then I grab my stool, and then I eat. Or at least I eat a little bit of it. I probably won't have my entire lunch here. Time is about 12. Okay, I can work with that. I've started trying to manage my calendar more strictly. I have gone through a variety of different time management strategies in my YouTubing career, because it is harder than it sounds to be effective with your time when you work from home and you're completely self-directed. Like, the amount of freedom is just a little bit of a problem almost sometimes. Like, it's easier to work when you have somebody standing over you. But anyways, I'm trying a new thing where I'm finally using Google Calendar, and I think it's kind of cute that if I, like, set aside half an hour to, like, walk the dog or put, like, a little bit of time for lunch, it, like, comes up with a picture on the schedule view. I think that's kind of cool. I grated way too much cheese, so I'm just going to keep going with the cheese. I feel like it's hard to overdo. This isn't very strong cheese. This is like a medium at best cheddar. I do prefer sharper cheddar cheeses, but, you know, it's expensive. Sorry I didn't come sooner. You shoo that apple. What's up, Ryan? How are you doing? Playing in my Beastmaster 100, but in 735 I'm going to level up something else. What do you think I'm playing? I saw the thumbnail and was kind of hoping for some in-game cooking roleplay. True. I probably should make a live-action thumbnail, but I don't know. I have this weird thing where I want to be wearing the same clothes. Like, I want it to be the same version of me. Okay. So we have cheesified the Mysterious Chef's Autumn Savories. So we got like biscuit, apples, cheese, and then I don't remember which lid goes with which. So we're just gonna kind of relid the best we can. Hopefully these apples are like cooling down. I've lost one. Did I use a lid as a base? I know I ate one, but I'm missing two here. Well, where's my stool? Guild is a raid behind because we were not applying the rules in fourth. Yeah, the punctuality one's especially really important. You raid with a singing sunflower because it drives a guildie nuts. Kind of become a tradition. Within reason, I always think those are pretty funny when you have like little traditions that are just designed to like kind of troll other people, just like a little bit. We have one guy that we actually had to cut off from stuff like the swap blaster because it was getting to be a problem. In the next X-Pack with the community system, would you join a community that a fan makes? I'm considering using that feature, but I want to make sure that if I do use it, that I'm able to contribute enough time to be present. Because right now, I can barely keep up with well, I mean, I am barely keeping up with my email, my Twitter feed, and I would hate to, like, it would end up me just being not there, because I try very much to keep my distractions and, like, running things down so that I can try and focus and make videos. You can never overdo cheese. Is it true that Americans only know cheddar? No. Americans eat other types of cheese. It depends on where in America you are and who you're talking to. But there's a variety of different cheeses you can get in the grocery store. You might not approve of all of them. You might try like a brie or a gorgonzola or whatever and be like, wow, this is not right. But, you know, the effort is there. We get a better look at your Kieran Tor leggings. I don't know how good of a look you can really get on this camera. I am working on a video for next week, hopefully Monday, that is a leggings review, in-depth leggings review, and that will have more footage as well as like my thoughts on every aspect of the leggings that I could think of. Bad singing is Gary's talent. Do you think the Antorus raid is the last one for this expansion, or do you think Blizzard will surprise us? Absolutely the last raid. No surprises. Absolutely none. No more raids. No more raids until Battle for Azeroth. I am very, very certain on that one. They've confirmed it before, haven't they? What a weird type of food. It's good. It's really good. It's so weird. I've never, like, the apple pie stuff tastes exactly like apple pie fillings. We did good there. It all does go together very nicely. Oh, I found the extra lid. I found the lid. There you go. It goes together really well. It's really good. I would recommend this, actually. It wasn't that hard to make. Like, you could whip up the biscuits. Like, you could probably get the whole thing together in, like, half an hour. And then probably an extra 20 minutes for baking. Like, if you have an hour and you're trying to make, like, some appetizers for a party, yeah, I would make this again. And the fact that it turned out pretty good, I now know how big to dollop the batter for, like, the puff thing. I'm sure you could make these smaller and cuter if you were trying to make small, cute food, but... You don't need to necessarily lead the community, you can just be the queen and show up and wave occasionally. Delegate the day-to-day stuff. I mean, I would be down, like I said, if it's like run by you guys and it's mostly for you guys, and I can literally just drop by and slash wave and go sup and then go back to work, and that might be fine. But I kind of agree with Alex about having direct content in your free time and space isn't good. Not that it's not that I don't like hanging out with you guys, but I like doing it with boundaries, right? Like, we stream every Friday, and we stream on Tuesdays now too, and then occasionally we do the bacon streams, and this is great. But, like, it's like I can turn it on, and come on, and hang out for a bit, and then I can turn it off and, like, go back to other stuff. I like having that segregation in my mind. There's no real blue cheese in the US. FDA doesn't want us eating mold. Legally has to be pasteurized. Oh, I understand. I understand. That makes sense, actually. Not the rule. I think people get by with eating unpasteurized cheese all the time without dying in other countries. Like, when was the last time you heard French man dies of cheese? Right? Blue cheese makes salads be food. Work-life balance can be tricky. It's something that I'm still trying to figure out, and I'm probably gonna be struggling with for a long time. But I'm hoping that being a little bit more rhythmic and regular with my schedule will help me out. I've been having a lot of problems with my energy level lately. Mostly it's just like now and then. And it might be like a womanly hormonal thing, but for a couple of days, I just have like no will to live. It's so hard to work. Like, it's really hard to just get out of bed. I say as I take you're eating cheese. I know you can do it, but I feel like having a regular schedule that I'm really committed to would help. Because, like, if you had, like, school or work where you had to get up and go places, then, you know, you still, like, you wash your face and you put on your makeup and you get dressed and walk the dog and do all these other things, and then you feel a little better by the time you're done. It's too tempting to skip stuff, but skipping it doesn't make me feel any better, right? Oh. I'm working on it. I wonder if Amish get a pass on real blue cheese. Cheaters. And this is more food than I thought. I've only eaten one, and it's already, like, taken the edge off my hunger. I'm just gonna keep eating. I want cheese. I think this cheddar goes really well with this. I don't know if I would want it with a sharper cheddar. I think the mildness kind of goes with the apples without overpowering them. Like, you get a very much an apple pie kind of taste out of this. Cat wants some, I can see you. Is there a cat in here? She must have gone. The dog was wandering by a little bit. Sometimes he likes sniffing around to see if he can catch any scraps. You had the toughest chemical engineering exam. You're sitting on the bus on your way home and seriously digging this. You're awesome. Thanks for watching on your way home. I think it's so cool that people can watch from all of these different places. I think that's like my favorite thing about YouTube. Like, both watching, YouTube and Twitch is both watching and streaming. Is that, you know, like, when you're watching a stream and chatting with somebody, you're, like, part of a community, but you're all in such vastly different places. Like, somebody might be in the bubble bath, somebody might be on the bus, somebody might be on their lunch break at work, somebody might be in bed, somebody might be, like, you know, having dinner. Like, there's all these different time zones and types of people and types of lives, but you can all, you know, watch somebody play WoW and laugh at the memes, right? We're fine. The other fridge reflection. It is a cleverly shiny fridge. I can't imagine being a celebrity. I'm used to no one caring about me. That sounded a lot more evil than what I meant. I know what you mean, though. Never understood the urge to be rich and famous. You can keep fame, though. I feel like... yeah. There's a point, I think, for people that are, like, properly famous where it interferes with your privacy. And some people say that they get into it, like, they sign up for that when they get into jobs like acting or whatever. But what if you just wanted to be an actor because, like, the profession really appeals to you? And the fact that people get themselves really worked up about it and then stalk your home with cameras is just, like, something that you wish you didn't have to deal with. I mean, maybe you could make it work by, like, living somewhere completely away from LA. But it might be harder to get jobs. I don't know. I'm in the car line at school. I'm in a volcano. Are you really? Curled up on my love seat. Remember to leave some for husband. I have like a whole tray of things here, and then I got some more filling back there, so I'm gonna put it away so I can heat some up around dinner time. Normally I do like rush dinners Wednesday, Thursdays because it's raid night, and I don't have a whole lot of time to cook before I have to like eat and then be raiding. And normally I finish cooking like right at 7, and then I'm like shoving food in my face as I'm getting like food in my face in game as I'm eating for the raid, but. That's really good. If you guys have the Hearthstone Cookbook, or if you get it, definitely make that. Really good. Not that hard either. It looks hard, it's not that hard. Hi Hazel, greetings from Croatia. Hi Mario, how are you doing? I'm multitasking at work. That's something I actually have to stop. I have to stop doing that. It's, I don't work efficiently, and I don't interact with the stream properly, but I'm just like really addicted to watching Savic streams in the afternoons. I need to just not. And it's hard, because I want to watch, but I also need to work. So much diversity, yet all of this unity when we join together. The fridge reflection looks like the freezer, don't go in the light fridge part. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Compliments to the chef. Thanks for the 2, Timmy. Thank you. My, super chat alert's not working here, is it? Maybe I missed it. I don't have speakers here, so I can't hear any sound that's happening from here. I was expecting people to get mad at me for suggesting against the community thing, but I'm glad nobody did. We're pretty chill around here. I really, really appreciate you guys being as reasonable and friendly adults as you are. Adults and teenagers and children, like people of all ages, but you guys are great. I work from home. What helped me is having a dedicated work computer, workspace, close the door when I leave work for the day. I would love to set that up, but it's hard because my hobbies are obviously gaming, which require the big computer with the crazy graphics and everything, and that is exactly what my work requires. Like, I just don't have the funds to set up 2 rooms with 2 desks. It would basically be the same room twice, and I would just work in one and play in the other. And if I got super successful one day and I had a house with an extra room for that and I had the extra money for it, then maybe I would set that up, and it would be kind of fun to like go chill in the relaxing fun game room when I'm relaxing, and then work in the workroom. Maybe, but for now, it's just not feasible. How dare you call me mature? Which book do you like the most? I like the WoW Cookbook a little better so far, just because it has a wider variety of food in it, and it's mostly food. The Hearthstone Tavern Keeper's Cookbook is about half cocktails, which I would love to try and make because I enjoy drinking cocktails, but they all require, or not all of them, but a lot of cocktails require strange and specific types of liquor, and I don't really have like a bar. I have a couple of bottles of liquor on my counter that I used making the eggnog, and then I'll mix drinks with those, and that's about it. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna, and maybe I should think about changing my life, but I'm not gonna go buy like a splash of blue curacao? I don't even know how to say that. Or like Midori or Vermouth or Triple Sec or Angostura bitters. Like, these are things that I'm not gonna have handy. If I, for whatever reason, had like a bar and I had all of the stuff, I would go wild with that. That would be so much fun. But that's in like an alternate universe where I have a bar and I have people to come over and feed drinks to. The Alliance apron is sickening and awesome at the same time. Wish I could have my dream job. What was yours? Aside from this, obviously, because this is absolutely a dream job. For all that I complain about it, this is amazing. But as a kid, I went through a couple of phases. I used to want to be a massage therapist, which is funny because that's what my mom ended up going back to school for. And then I realized I didn't want to touch people. And then I wanted to be a professional trumpet player. I wanted to be a pit orchestra trumpet player for musicals. And then I realized that there's like 8 of that job in the world, and that there's a lot more than 8 people that want it more badly than me. So now I'm here. I got the WoW Cookbook as a Christmas gift for myself. Everything looks so scrumptious, I'm overwhelmed. Just like pick a spot and then start. It probably won't lead you wrong. Like, they've all turned out, everything that I have done properly has turned out really well so far. As a kid, I wanted to be rich. No. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna clean up and finish my food and get to, I'm gonna put out this VOD today. This is probably gonna be today's video. And then tomorrow's, of course, vlog and stream. But I'm working on a video that's going to come out Monday, again, the leggings thing, and then yeah. If you wanted to be a conductor, shifted gears for the same reason. I see what you did there. Thanks for coming, and have a happy Thursday. Have a happy Thursday. Bye, guys.